Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're trying to cut through some of that dense fog around artificial intelligence.
It's everywhere, isn't it?
Absolutely. Everyone's talking transformation. The promises sound amazing, but for those of us making the big decisions, the real challenge is sorting out what's actually valuable for our business.
Versus what's just, well, slick marketing.
Exactly. So our mission today, we're taking a really great resource, an article called Beyond the AI Buzz, 15 Hard Questions CIOs Should Ask Cognizant and Any IT Vendor, and we're going to unpack it. We want to pull out those key insights, translate the big AI promises into, actual concrete questions. The goal is to help you drive real savings, maybe find some genuine innovation, and build better partnerships.
Yeah, and that's so crucial right now. I mean, the whole IT landscape is just shifting incredibly fast. You've got cloud, you've got AI accelerating things.
It's a lot.
It is. And successful partnerships now, they aren't just about tech skills anymore. They really hinge on clear value, solid compliance, strong security, and honestly showing real cost savings for your business. It's about proof, not just potential.
Proof, not potential. I like that. That's the key. Okay, so let's dive into this first part. The AI hype cycle. We hear these amazing stories, but is it real for you?
Right, the narrative versus the reality.
We've all seen the headlines. Big players like Cognizant, for instance, they're really pushing this. Their CEO, Ravi Kumar S., he recently described the company as an AI-driven agentic development powerhouse.
Strong words.
Very strong, and backed by some pretty eye-catching numbers. 30% of code now written by machines, talk of billion-dollar deals, a real push for outcome-based pricing, and this future defined by something called agentic capital.
Agentic capital.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's pause there for a second. What are we actually talking about?
Good question. So, as I understand it, agentic capital is basically the value of the IP, the design patterns, the productivity generated by these AI agents that are becoming more autonomous.
Ah, okay. So it's like the output of the machine itself is becoming an asset.
Kind of, yeah. And the big question for you as a buyer is, how does that change the discussion from just paying for human hours? How does it deliver value in the contract?
Got it.
I mean, it's a really impressive story they're telling. It sounds like the future's already here writing code for us.
It does sound good.
But, and this is really the core point for you listening, whether you're a CIO or in sourcing, you can't just, clap for the story.
Right. Applause doesn't help your budget.
Exactly. You need to translate those grand statements into actual contract terms, things you can measure, delivery metrics, and, well, real savings for your company. If it doesn't do that, what's the point?
Precisely. This is where you need that clear-eyed evaluation, not just excitement. We've seen these hype cycles before in tech, haven't we?
Oh, definitely.
And what's worrying, maybe in the AI space, other research points to this, is that something like 95% of AI pilots crash.
95%. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just don't scale, or the ROI isn't there, or they run into problems you didn't expect. So this deep dive, it's really about giving you the right questions, the tough questions, so your AI project isn't one of that 95%.
Okay, that's a sobering thought.
It is. It's about looking past the shiny presentations, the big percentages, the patents. You need to ground your decisions in something solid.
That 95% number really sticks with you. It kind of reminds me of the early days of ERP implementations. Big promises, but the reality was often messy.
Very similar dynamic, yes.
Okay, so let's unpack this next bit then. AI productivity. If the vendors are getting so much more efficient, where are our savings?
Yes.
And how do we make sure their pricing models aren't just, the same old time and materials dressed up differently?
The T&M zombie returns.
Could be. So if a vendor, say Cognizant again, comes in saying 30% of our code is machine generated, that sounds great for them. But isn't the first question out of your mouth as a CIO, okay, fantastic, where are my savings from that?
Exactly. Or are they just banking that efficiency?
Right. So you need to be ready with specifics. Ask them, how much of that 30% gain is actually showing up in my project rates? Or in shorter timelines. Don't let them be vague.
Get concrete examples.
Definitely. Push for proof. Show me the before and after metrics from real clients. Show me the delivery cycles. And this is critical because faster isn't always better.
No, especially if it's insecure.
Precisely. What are your quality controls, your safeguards? How do you ensure this AI code is secure, compliant, actually maintainable down the line? You can't trade speed for a future headache, or worse, a vulnerability.
That's such a key point. And vendors often smoothly transition from talking about that 30% machine code straight into their new pricing models.
Ah, the segue.
The segue, yes. They'll talk outcome-based,
Yeah.
transaction-based. It
Yeah.
sounds great, right?
Sure.
Tying cost to result.
Sound revolutionary.
But you have to ask, is this just T&M wearing an AI t-shirt? Are you really moving to a value model where risk and reward are shared? Or are you still basically paying for hours, just with different labels?
So, digging deeper on pricing,
Yeah.
what should CIOs be asking?
Okay, really pointed questions like, am I still effectively paying for human hours, even when machines are doing a third of the coding? If the answer is yes, then where's the real benefit to your budget?
Good one.
Then, push the contracting model itself. Can we pilot an outcome-based price tied to a specific business result we care about, not just your staffing levels? That changes the game.
It's the risk.
Completely. And looking ahead, thinking about that agentic capital idea, you have to ask, how are you going to price that transparently? How will you price agentic capital versus human capital in our future deals? This isn't just academic. It needs to be clear in the contract what you're actually buying.
Yeah, you need absolute clarity on what you're paying for. Okay, that makes total sense. We need to look under the hood, not just at the shiny paint job. So far, we've hit productivity, savings, pricing, but I think for a lot of people, the real anxiety kicks in around reliability.
Yes, when the magic fails.
Right. What happens when these AI agents mess up? And kind of related, this whole vendor consolidation idea. Is it genuinely a better solution because of AI, or just a really smart sales pitch?
Two really important threads there.
So agentic development AI agents working pretty autonomously, it sounds exciting. Breakthroughs, efficiency,
The promise is huge.
but it also brings totally new risks, doesn't it? We
Uh-huh.
need to really understand how reliable these things are and ask that awkward question, what happens when they fail? Because let's be honest, they will fail sometimes.
It's inevitable.
Yeah.
Software has bugs, AI will too.
And it's not just a tech issue. An AI agent making a bad call could cause real business disruption, financial hits, damage your reputation.
Huge potential impact.
So the reliability questions you absolutely have to ask are, okay, you talk about agentic pilots. What percentage actually scaled successfully beyond the lab, beyond the proof of concept?
Scaled and delivered sustained value, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Then the big one, accountability. Who's watching these AI systems? And who's on the hook if it goes wrong? Is it your team, the AI itself? Is it suddenly my problem? You need that crystal clear.
Absolutely critical, no ambiguity allowed there.
And finally, something maybe less obvious but really important. How do you stop shadow AI?
The unapproved tools creeping in.
Yeah. Your vendor's team using some new AI coding assistant that your IT hasn't approved. Suddenly you've got potential data leaks, compliance breaches, IP risks, all happening under the radar. You cannot have unauthorized AI introducing vulnerabilities.
No, that's a massive governance gap if it's not managed. And that concern about control and accountability, it leads right into the vendor consolidation piece.
Okay, connect those dots.
Many vendors, Cognizant included, they're saying, hey, consolidate with us. We've got AI embedded. We can take on more of your work, streamline things.
The efficiency pitch again.
Right. Fewer vendors, less complexity, AI-powered delivery.
Hmm.
But you have to step back and ask, is this proof or pitch?
Hmm.
Is it genuinely a superior, unique offering because of their AI? Or is it mostly a land grab tactic?
So how do you challenge that?
You ask tough questions.
Yeah.
Like, okay, why are you specifically better positioned than my current partners just because you've bolted on some AI? What's the unique differentiator beyond, generic AI capabilities that everyone will soon have?
Good point. What's really special?
Exactly. And drill down. What unique IP or platforms like Cognizant talks about flow source for software delivery, what do those actually give me that's better than a standard coding assistant? Show me the specific measurable advantage for my projects that my current partners can't match.
Right, and then the lock-in question.
Yes, huge one. If I consolidate everything with you, how do you make sure I'm not locked in? You need to keep your options open, maintain strategic flexibility.
Yeah.
You don't want proprietary AI models or data setups making it impossible or super expensive to switch later on.
Yeah, solving one problem by creating a bigger one down the road. No thanks.
Definitely not the goal.
Okay, those are absolutely critical points. You don't want consolidation to mean losing control. Which brings us nicely to future value. Vendors love saying AI savings get reinvested in innovation. Sounds great.
Always sounds great.
But for you, the client, it has to be about shared value. So the big question is that innovation shared or is it hoarded?
Mm-hmm. Is it benefiting your business or just their bottom line?
Exactly. If your vendor gets way more efficient using AI, that shouldn't just pad their profits. You should see real benefits, real innovation flowing back to your business.
That has to be a two-way street.
So you need questions that nail this down. Ask them point blank. How, specifically, will you reinvest your productivity gains into innovation for my business, not just for your shareholders? Get that clear, maybe even contractual.
Make it explicit.
And demand real-world examples, not just buzzwords. What industry-specific agentic use cases relevant to my sector can you deliver today? Not just generic AI hype. Prove you understand my business.
Domain expertise matters.
Hugely. And finally, measurement. How will you help me actually measure the ROI from this agentic stuff beyond just saying coding is faster? Faster coding is nice, but what's the business impact? Lower costs, more revenue, faster time to market. Show me the money, essentially.
And that really connects to the bigger picture, doesn't it? The whole point of adopting AI ultimately isn't just to make the vendor's internal processes faster.
Right.
It's fundamentally about delivering tangible, measurable, sustained benefits to your company. This deep dive really stresses that the wins can't just go to their shareholders. They have to hit your IT budget, boost your innovation plans, make your company more resilient, more competitive.
It needs to be a real partnership.
A true reciprocal partnership. Benefits have to be clear, fair, and measurable for everyone involved.
Couldn't agree more. Okay, so that brings us to the wrap-up. Why this matters now, and key takeaways.
The urgency piece.
Yeah, the urgency here is real. I mean, you see vendors like Cognizant moving fast, positioning themselves to be in that winner's circle, using AI productivity, agentic development.
They're making big bets.
They are. But as the buyer, the CIO, the sourcing lead, you absolutely must make sure those wins aren't just theirs. You're part of this equation too.
Your leverage is now during the negotiation.
Exactly. So the number one takeaway for you listening, it's simple. Don't get dazzled by percentages and patents.
Resist the shiny objects.
Right. The flashy numbers, the cool tech demos, the big vision statements. That's just the start. That's the invitation to talk, not the final word.
And this is where that practical, boots on the ground advice comes in.
Yeah.
You have to translate those promises, whether it's Cognizant or any vendors, into tough questions. You need measurable baselines before you start anything. And you need to enforce those new pricing models in your contracts. This isn't about being difficult. It's about being strategic.
Strategic partnership.
Exactly. It ensures AI productivity and agentic development become more than just, a talking point on an investor stage. Otherwise, it's just talk. No real return for you. It ties back to that whole thing about, say, giving everyone Microsoft Copilot. Does it actually boost your bottom line or just add another software cost?
Great point. Need that clear line to value.
Always.
Okay. So this deep dive, it really came down to 5 key areas, 5 sets of hard questions you need to ask. They're absolutely vital for getting real measurable value from any AI partnership, whoever the vendor is.
It's about preparation.
Being prepared, being pragmatic, and driving the conversation towards outcomes you can actually measure.
And that's it, really. Knowledge is only powerful if you use it. These questions, they're not just for Cognizant. They're essential for any IT vendor who walks in with an AI and productivity pitch.
Changes the dynamic.
It absolutely does. It shifts the conversation from just being impressed to demanding actionable, measurable results that help your organization.
So, here's the final thought for you to take away. AI is moving incredibly fast. Things will change again next year, probably next quarter. How will you keep updating your critical questions? How will you stay ahead of the hype and make sure your organization is truly using AI for strategic advantage?
Constant vigilance, constant learning.
Indeed. Something to think about. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.